Walker Kessler has been sent to the Los Angeles Lakers for two unprotected first round picks. And it was a big one. It was a shocking one, honestly. A lot of people thought that the Utah Jazz were just going to hold on to Walker Kessler. A lot of people really don't like how much the Lakers gave up for Walker Kessler. As you can see, two unprotected first and then two first round pick swaps, which with the new lottery odds, you never know how valuable those pick swaps are actually going to be. Um, but let's just kind of get into this. I might be in the minority here, but I actually really like what the Los Angeles Lakers have done today. We'll get to the other three guys that they signed here in a second. First, let's just start with Walker Kessler. Obviously, shoulder injury. He had the torn labrum in his left shoulder, I believe it was. Um, Held him out for basically the entire season last year. He only played in, I believe, 5 games. But looking back on his career as a whole so far, you know that he has provided the Jazz with rebounds. He's been a solid two-way player for them. And the Lakers, as you know, as of recent, really, really need a dependable and good center to lock down the front court for them. They've had Ayton since Anthony Davis has left. They've had just some Jackson Hayes, just guys that really aren't that dominant player down low. Can get you a rebound when you need it. I think Walker Kessler can be that. I mean, he's 7 foot plus. He's started to really kind of show a 3-point game. So maybe with the passers of Luka and Austin Reeves, maybe he can space the floor a little more, get some more open looks. And I mean, if those looks are from the corner, I really don't mind him. I think he hit like one or two threes a game until he, was out for the remainder of the season this year. So that is something to keep looking forward to. Walker Kessler is nowhere near the player I think he's going to be in the prime of his career, and he's kind of just starting to reach the beginning of that as an older prospect coming out of Auburn. So I honestly like it. I think this was a much needed position to go and fill for the Lakers. Obviously, you did give up quite a bit of draft capital, those unprotected first round picks. Those always seem to come back and bite you in the ass. But again, as a Knicks fan myself, fuck them picks, right? But seriously, Walker Kessler, really, really solid player. I think adds a lot to the floor of this Lakers team going forward. So, I mean, 4-year, $130 million contract with the Lakers. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay in free agency. It is what it is, and you gave up a lot of picks to do it. On top of it, but I again think this adds to the floor of this Lakers team post LeBron James era. But to the other three guys that they signed, obviously Sandro Mamukelashvili. Probably shouldn't have even tried that, but we did in confidence. Mamu, though, as most people know him, Quentin Grimes and Collin Sexton. So, you look at that as a whole, you're like, hey, those aren't bad players. Where people are kind of having trouble is, you gave Mamu $52 million, you gave Quentin Grimes $60 million, you gave Collin Sexton $20 million. The Lakers are spending a lot of money right now, and I mean they have to. Again, this is free agency, and free agency you're going to overpay. It is what it is. But when you look at the face value of these three players, they add some much needed depth to this Lakers roster. You're losing Rui as of right now, and I'm assuming with the signing of Grimes and Mamu, they're not bringing him back. Obviously, can still be proven wrong from that, but Quentin Grimes adds the shooting that is leaving in Rui Hachimura. He also adds two-way tenacity, not the 2K takeover, but Quentin Grimes is a very high-energy, good on and off ball defender. He's going to bring it night in and night out on the defensive end, and then he also really adds some shooting capabilities as well. He's a career, I believe, 36% shooter from three, and he's proven that he can score from inside the arc as well when he got traded from the Mavericks to the Sixers and the 76ers in, I believe it was 2024, were coming off that terrible season. Everyone was injured. Quentin Grimes was just out there giving us 40 pieces at will. Like, he can go out there and score. He can get his own bucket, but he can also play off the ball. His off-ball movement on the offensive side is really good and very, very valuable when you have 2 point guards, especially Luka Doncic, who can pass the way that he can pass. I'm not discrediting Austin Reeves as a facilitator either. Like, both those guys can get the ball to the open man. So Quentin Grimes, very, very valuable. I really like that addition to this Lakers team. And as for Mamu as well, he can space the floor, not as well as Quentin Grimes, obviously, but he can space the floor. He can hit some threes. Really, really good rebounder. Big body down low. Is going to give you another rebounding option if you want to run some small ball. I believe he's about 6'9", 6'10". Can go get you a board as well. He plays with some physicality that the Lakers need. And then Collin Sexton. I think this is a really, really solid signing as well. 2 years, $19 million, as it said right here in this article, but he just adds depth at point guard off the bench. When there's a very good possibility that somewhere down the line, whether it's next season, year after that, you don't know, that Austin Reeves or Luka, or maybe both of them, like this year, go down with injury. Collin Sexton can come in, be the point guard to kind of settle it down and just run your offense. He's not the facilitator that Luka or Austin Reeves are, but he can run your offense. He's a good ball handler, and he can go get you a bucket as well. If you're trying to give, say, Luka or Austin Reeves a possession off while he's out there with one of them. Probably not going to play Sexton when both of them are out there. It'd be more to get these guys rest in between spots in a game. So really, really like that signing. I really like what the Lakers are doing. They're adding in spots that they need to add to that were weak last year, have been weak for the last couple years, to be honest. They kind of... The LeBron era was, let's say, disappointing, to be honest. And yes, he's on the latter stage of his career when he's with the Lakers, so whatever. He still got them a championship in 2020. Mickey Mouse or not, it is a championship. But they did not do a very good job of keeping guys around LeBron. And then when Luka came in, or Reeves when he was there pre-Luka Doncic, they didn't do a very good job of keeping valuable guys around those two. And hopefully they realize that, and this is the start of a different era in the front office where they're going to keep guys that are two-way players, can space the floor, have good off-ball movement around a Luka and an Austin Reeves to give this team a little bit better of a floor. I know I've used that word a lot, but it's true. I think these three guys on top of Walker Kessler really add a lot to the floor of this team. And in a Western Conference where you've got the Thunder, you've got the Spurs who just keep adding guys, the Nuggets, obviously the Clippers down the road aren't really a threat at the moment, but they're adding to their youth. We'll see what they are in the next couple years. There's a lot. Portland even as well. Just added Ja Morant. Obviously they have a ton of point guards. Not just point guards, just guards in general on that roster that they'll have to figure out. Maybe they're not quite done moving people just yet, but when you look at the Lakers now, their starting lineup at this moment is probably Luka, Reeves, Vanderbilt, Mamu, and Kessler. Maybe Quentin Grimes ends up in the starting lineup for Mamu or Vanderbilt. Who knows? But regardless, that's a solid starting five. And in the West, when you need to be able to defend, you need to be able to get defensive rebounds to stop possessions, and you need to space the floor. All those guys can do that for you. So they've raised the floor of this team. I still don't think that they're done making moves. Maybe it's not, right this moment, but later on in free agency, or maybe just later this week. I really don't know. They came out very, very aggressive today, and I'm not sure how many people were really expecting that, but they came out very, very aggressive, and I think that's the way that you have to do it. And yes, again, they did overpay, but you have to overpay if you want to go get your guys in free agency, in trades. You're just gonna have to do it, and if it works out, then no one's gonna ever question it. At least not again. People are definitely questioning it right now. But yeah, you let me know what you think about these Laker moves, because like I said, I'm in the minority, but I actually really like what they've done. I think that you add 3-point shooting, you add off ball movement. The Walker Kessler brings a pick and roll aspect to this team. Maybe the only thing you're looking for now is that kind of dunker role. But obviously, you've got Cam Carr, who you just drafted, who's a great athlete. DeAndre Ayton's now coming off the bench, which I really like. You still have Jake LaRavia, Dalton Connect, and Bronny James still just kind of developing, sitting there. I like what they've done. This is a solid roster. It's raised the floor. We'll see where the ceiling is this upcoming season. But this is a step in the right direction for the Los Angeles Lakers.